It's great to have you here, it always is, but I was hoping you'd take a little bit of a trip down memory lane with me today, because Quins are back in the playoffs. You featured in a few yourself and actually lifted the trophy, so let's have a few memories from that trip to Big Stoop over the road.
It was unbelievable. It's unbelievable. There's nothing better than winning trophies, medals with your mates, and yeah, it's a team, it's a club, but they were just my mates. And so it just started as a really nice day. We're in the members bar down there. Connor gave a little speech, and you're kind of in this small bubble, because the only things you really care about on that day in terms of functionally are just the lads in the room. So we had this meeting, walked out, and what we didn't know was that the fans had paved a way, this guard of honour away. So you stepped out and you're just like hit by this. When you've been in a dark room for 45 minutes, come out, see the sunshine, all the flags. I didn't realise we had so many fans. It was amazing. So like walking across was pretty cool. I remember I had to put my headphones on as we got over the bridge, just because, not disrespectfully, but it felt like almost too much to take in. I wanted to block it out just a little bit and just stay focused on what we had to do, which was try and beat Leicester Tigers. But it was amazing. It was genuinely one of the nicest moments I ever had for Harlequins.
So that was the surprise of the fans, which was a genuine surprise, was it?
Genuine surprise. Was that staged? I'm presuming someone spoke to all the supporters and stuff, but it was a surprise to the whole squad. I couldn't believe it. It really kind of set the tone for the day, because we knew we were obviously playing in a historic day. It was the first ever Premiership final. But it was really nice. That I think the one thing which is always good at Harlequins is the connection with the fans. And seeing them there, we realised we were playing for them as much as we were playing for one another, which was lovely.
What about the match itself then, from when the referee's whistle went the first time to the last time?
It was great, you know. Chris Robshaw, the captain that day, he set the tone, because he scored the first try. Was it him who scored the first try? I think it was him. He scored the first try, then won the turnover at the end of the match. It was a great bit of attacking play versus a brilliant bit of defensive play. And we had so much belief in who we were as a team, what we stood for, and we just believed that if we could get our game on the pitch, we would win. That was always our attitude. We didn't care where we went, who we played against. And I know the conversation of like finding yourself, an identity, DNA, all those things really matter. And I think your identity is part who you believe yourselves to be, and part of that is actual perception. The perception of us, we were these young London lads playing for Quins, and we're like, we bloody loved that. You looked around, you knew why. Danny Cares, your Jordan Turner Halls, it was great. So we buzzed off that. So we went into the game huge amount of confidence, despite losing to Leicester 4 weeks previously at the Stoop, 44-20, I think the score was. We knew we could beat them, and we're grateful that we did.
Why didn't you play in the semi-final?
Oh, well, it was Leicester. Genuine, about here, on the 10-metre line, I was jackling for the ball, and Martin Castro Giovanni cleared me out. So you got a lad who's, 19 stone?
Easy.
Trying to batter me, and I almost pulled my hamstring off the bone. I remember coming off the pitch, and I was like close to tears, because you know when it's bad, and you know what's coming. And so what I didn't realise, I played the final with 30% strength in my left hamstring. It was not fit for purpose, but it was pretty much stuck together with tape.
You were never not going to play.
I was never not going to play. Like, are you kidding? Like 150 years history, your first one you don't play. And who was I speaking to? I think it was Richard Cockrell, because he sent out a couple of his coaches to keep eyes on me to see whether I was going to play or not. And I was warming up, so I couldn't run properly. And the coaches came back in and said to Cockles, nah, I don't think he's playing. I just think he's out there for the emotion. But I ran down the tunnel, played the match, but I was never not going to play. So I watched it in the box across that side with Charles Gillens, Duncan Saville, and it's a game you want to be a part of. But it was class seeing the way in which we ended up winning the game. Joe Marler with the winning try.
Let's talk present day then, because I saw you coming through the gates over there ahead of the Falcons game when the fans were back in here for the day job. But you made a point of going around a load of people who are in uniform, who you've known from over the years, and you seem really pleased to see everyone, and everyone seemed really pleased to see you. And it feels like this place has still got a pretty special place in your heart.
Yeah, it does. I mean, think one of the proudest things that I achieved in my career was just playing for one club. At the age of 32, the only two things I'd known in my life were school and Harlequins. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. So yeah, of course, you got just fathomless pit of memories. Not all good, some bad, but some of the bad ones actually helped mould you into where you are today. I remember being here in 2004. In fact, we won the Amlin, was it called the Parker Pen? It was Jason Leonard's last game. Amazing day, won that trophy, got relegated the year after. But then when I look back at relegation now in 05, and it's never good to be relegated, but it was the birthplace of so many of the legends we see today, your Rob Shaws, your Cares, your Mike Browns, your Joe Marlers. In fact, a lot of 2012 was born in 2005. And so yeah, I've got great memories. It was nice to come back, and the likes of Anne McCarthy, who's probably the longest serving staff here, not trying to give her age away, but I've not seen her in 18 months. It was nice to come back and like give her a hug. Like, you miss that level of interaction, and if there is someone that is synonymous with Quins, it's her. She's seen every coach. 1,000,001 players come and go. So yeah, I always have happy thoughts when I come back here.
Speaking of Quins and legends and that identity, I'm going to test your knowledge here. There are 3 players that played in the semi-final and the final the year you won it, who are playing in the semi-final against Bristol on Saturday.
Yeah.
Who are those 3 players?
Just look for the lads over 35. Daddy Care.
No. Danny didn't play in the semi-final.
Hang on. Who played in the semi-final? Let me think. It wasn't his brother, was it? No, not his brother. I was thinking Carl Dixon. Did Carl Dixon play against his brother Lee Dixon?
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, he did play.
Yeah,
that
so
brother.
that was
but obviously,
so Joe Marler, because he scored the winning try.
Marler's won. And think about that sort of area of the field as well.
Oh, Joe Gray.
Joe Gray. And one more. The man I brand as the most handsome prop forward in world rugby.
The most handsome prop forward in world rugby? Mate, there's no good looking props, are there?
Yeah, to be fair, it's a shallow talent pool. It's all relative.
All relative, exactly. I can't think.
On the bench this weekend. Piercing movie star eyes. I'm really pumping his tyres up here, by the way.
Who is it?
Will Collier.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. Sorry. That's bad. That's bad.
All right, let's move it on then, because I was listening to you commentating on the Exeter game when Quins were ahead. Exeter obviously came back to win, but the words "Quins are genuine title contenders" came out of your mouth. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, 100%. And I hope every lad, every supporter believes it too. Like, what's the point? I was chatting to someone earlier and I just said, you've played back-to-back seasons with 3 weeks in between it. You can either let it all go out onto the pitch and truly represent yourself. Like, you win and lose matches, okay, but the one thing you want to come away from every game is thinking that, have we tried to be who we are? Be a Quinn. Be the best Quinn you can be. Because, and I worked it out, it's been over 300 weeks between this semi-final and the last one.
What was your process of working that out, by the way?
Well, I was just thinking, Saturday's such a huge privilege, okay, for these guys. It's a massive privilege, and it's such a good opportunity. You can either be intimidated or invigorated by any big occasion. I hope they're, so I'm getting off of what now.
Yeah,
I hope they're invigorated by it, because you've got 2 options. You either put it all out there for 80 minutes, or you're 52 weeks away from potentially, and it's not even guaranteed. That's it. That is it. After everything that's gone by, COVID testing, not having your friends and family here, saying goodbye to Chris Robshaw without anyone here, lads like Mike Brown who are moving on. Well, that's got to be enough. That's got to be enough. And so if you go out and try and be the best version of Harlequins, then you've got to believe you'll win, because there's enough evidence from this season, especially in 2021, that when they've put it on the pitch, they've gone out and they've beaten teams well. So So I'm commentating on the game, so I'm going to have to dial it down a little bit. But I don't know, there's not been many games since I've retired where I felt like I wish I was on the pitch. 2018 when England went to South Africa and Sia Khaleesi was captain for the first time, was one of them. I think there was another one. But it's probably the first club match where I was like, I wish I could play.
I see Jordan knocking about quite a lot, and he still looks like he could do a job. Do you reckon you still could?
Genuine?
Yeah.
I reckon I'll do a job.
Over Jordan or just generally?
Oh, I'll do a better job than Jordan. But he'd do that hip replacement before he was 30. Like, on that premise alone, I reckon I'd do a better job. But I've got a chocolate back. My back's in bits from playing rugby. I reckon, I'm there anyway in a commentating capacity. If someone goes down, God forbid, I reckon I'll be all right 30 minutes off the bench.
Boots in the car.
I'll bring them everywhere. What do you think I turn up like this for? Just ready. Look,
obviously the men's team are looking to scale the heights, but the women's team already have them. We're chatting to Shauna in a bit, really looking forward to that. What are your thoughts on them lifting the Premier 15s trophy?
It's amazing, like Shauna, Rachel, who captained that day, and the rest of them, they won't realise how big an achievement it is for a little while. And to make the kind of synergy between 2012 and then, we were the first. That's never gonna change. In 100, 200 years' time, they'll always look back at 2012 as the first time. For this group of women in 2021, bringing the first bit of Premiership silverware, it's incredible. Your legacy is laid into the turf at the Stoop here. It's unbelievable. And I was fortunate enough to be part of that. They had a meeting a few days before where chairman, owners, board members were there, and they stepped up and said, we want to create sustainable success at this club, men's and the women's. And the women have done their job, and they've lit that torch and passed it on to the men's to hopefully step up and do something at Ashton Gate.
This has been an absolute joy, but I'm going to call it there before it becomes an hour-long podcast episode. Enjoy this weekend. I think it's going to be an amazing experience.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird because I'm a massive fan of Bristol.
Oh, amazing club.
Love the way they play. And obviously, McQuinn, it's going to be a weird one for me to do, I think.
All right, I keep saying finally, but in all seriousness, battles you're looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to Marcus against Sheedy. I think that's unbelievable. Are there any that you fancy, sort of head-on collisions that could make or break the game for either team?
Do you know who's a big player for Quins now?
Yeah.
Jack Kenningham.
Oh, what a boy.
Serious boy. He's a serious player. He will be playing for England this summer. Has to. Has to.
Big shout.
It's not, for me, it's not even a big shout. I know he's only played a handful of games, but it's ID and talent. He does things that other sevens in this country can't do.
Yeah.
So I think he's a big player. Marla, that head-to-head with him in sync, just put a mic on him. That's it, it's done. That's entertainment enough. DC's one of my best mates. Him and Uren, I think, is going to be significant because both teams love to play off quick ball. Yeah. If you can stifle Danny or Andy at the breakdown, then that's obviously going to stunt their ability to be able to play wide. So that's going to be big. And I quite like Taps at 12.
Yeah.
I think he's there as a lieutenant to Marcus, take a bit of pressure off. Opportunities to split the pitch, right foot, left foot. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when you look at both sets of teams, I mean, I've not even mentioned a Pier Tower, Semi, Randra. I mean, there's loads of game breakers and changes. We've got two semi-finals. One's going to be, if I was to delineate them both, you've got Exeter Sale, which is like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Yeah. They signed up to 2 boxing matches, didn't they? Yeah. Bang, they're going at it again. And then you've got 2 middleweights. Mm-hmm. They both pack a punch, but they're probably going to be a bit more nimble, a bit more agile.
Yeah, it's Froch Calzaghe, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're going for.
Right.
Final question.
Yeah, no, that's it. We're done. Loads to unpick there.